Hello, my name is Jeremy. Let me tell you about a journey that started for me back in 2020. Around Christmas time, I got the news that my mom was diagnosed with advanced brain cancer. During this time, while her body was weakened, her spirit remained strong. While she may have lost her battle, she won the fight in her resolve to love others until the very end. I'm here today to continue her legacy, to love others as she loved others. Join me every week on this journey to bring back to life this old Cabover, as a promise made to her that her story will be shared through the build of this cancer benefit show truck. Subscribe to the channel and we'll see you on the next one.
The front here, both sides, and that front axle there, you can see I'm facing this way. If Ford ever got something figured out better for cup holders, I would not be totally opposed to that. So reaching. Well, they're touching the ground. I want them to be not touching the ground. So we got to see sturdy. Very old. I'm not sure. Okay. This is the first time in probably 10 years plus that these rims have been off this truck. Hey guys, welcome back to this old Cabover. My name's Jeremy. So right now we have the cab up on this 1974 International Cabover, and we are doing this today. We took off some tires. We're getting the cab ready to get taken off the frame, right? So I have the cab jacked up on blocks down there. Don't trust at home. I'm not a professional, but we're gonna have fun anyways. So yeah. Let's get started. Catch you guys in the next one. See ya. The idea of this video today is to get this cab ready to get removed from the frame. We found a place down near where I live at that I can actually work on it over the winter time. So we're going to try and get the cab, like I said, off the frame in the next couple of videos. It's a bit more extensive than I thought it was going to be, but we're going to try anyways. And so today's video, like I said, We're gonna take off the 2 front steer axle tires. We're gonna block up with these blocks over here the front axle up with these big, I think they're 6x6s or 4x4s, these guys here. So this is just scrap lumber that's laying around. I'm not actually sure where it came from, but it's at the shop here. So we're going to, actually I'll show you guys here. We're going to take these tires off the front here, both sides, and that front axle there, you can see I'm facing this way because the sun's coming from this way. It's really hard to tell. We're going to block up this front axle here, and then we're going to take off these Dayton rims, which these are called the Widowmakers. If you get them wrong, it's very dangerous taking them off. So hopefully I don't kill myself today. So that's the idea. And then we're going to hopefully take off the light buckets on both sides, these steps, those steps. Essentially what we're doing is getting this truck ready, like I said before, to get the cab off of it. So I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to lift up on the cab yet, because I've actually never done this before. So we're going to, ideally, a couple ideas I had. See, these are your cross members here. Those are structural there on both sides. It's like a sled. If I can get the front tires off, get some more room underneath this cab here, get all that out of there on both sides, I actually might be able to run some lumber this way, lifting up from the bottom with a forklift, and then we'll see if we can't just bring the frame behind me here, just back it out from the actual housing itself. And then we have to get some way of getting on a trailer, because I have a garage bay lined up where I'm living at now, which is 2 hours away from here. So try to get this done before the snow starts flying here. So yeah, that's kind of the introduction for today's video, and let's go find some tools. Let's get the truck out. Let's get this thing, some tires off the front axle. But before we can do that, actually I need to get my front end jacked up, blocked up, secured so it don't come off on me there. And then yeah, let's do that. So let's get started. We got our lumber here. We're gonna put it, like I said, we're gonna make a support beam system. So basically we're gonna chalk up the whole front axle and leave it on blocks safely, so that we can take the tires off safely, so that we can get this one step closer and get the cab off. So let me go get the jack, get some tools, get the, I'm not sure what size lugs those are. They look bigger than a 3/4. Very carefully, don't try this at home, but very carefully get those front steer axles tires off, and then see if we have more time for more of the video. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, the whole rear axle system is for another day. That's just gonna be too much effort to try and get that done today yet. But I'd like to get the front end jacked up, concentrate on that one today, and then yeah, let's do that. Pretty straightforward. All right. So excuse the mess here. This is my 93 Ford Ranger. If Ford ever got something figured out better for cup holders, I would not be totally opposed to that. So there is never enough coffee, right, for stuff like this. So we're gonna go get some tools, and I think a very simple video today. Not a whole lot crazy going on there. But let's go do that. I'm gonna have to go get a floor jack, I think, something a bit more. Oh boy, I almost spilled my cup of coffee here. Save the coffee. Gonna do that real quick. See if we can't borrow a floor jack. And then, yeah, let's do that. So we've got our jack. Okay, we're gonna try and get our jack in here. And we're trying to, now mind you, we have, mind you, we have, the rear is in gear and the brakes are set, so this thing should not go anywhere. But we're going to try and get these wood pieces here. We're going to try and lift the front axle higher. So when we do that, we can have the axle itself off the ground. So we're going to jack this up as high as we can go, and then we're going to set it back down on the 4x4s there. And mind you, this is not a trained professional video. If I had air, it'd be great. It's kind of muddy over here too, so now I don't have to go too terribly high, I don't think, because I'm just trying to get my tires off the frame here, tires off the front axle, and at the same time be really kind of careful with how we do this. We're just over here cranking up the front axle. Now, mind you, the tires are already clear, so we don't have to go too terribly high. That is it. That's all she's gonna write. So let's get some more 4x4s there and there, and then we're gonna drop it down and then raise, well, maybe not. That's free. That one's free. So maybe we'll just go about this tall. Yeah, so we're gonna get the, yeah, let's just do that. Let's get the front axle on these boards. We'll put 2 more boards in there, and then work on getting those tires off today, which I grabbed the wrong size lug socket because I just took a guess and it was the wrong size. So yeah, let's do that real quick, and then we're gonna get this thing more safely on the ground. Might be the right size. Perfecto. Again, this is supposed to be done on flat level ground, but I don't exactly have the garage space right now for that. So by the time I think when I set back down, it should be pretty good. I might get one more piece of wood in there. I don't know yet. I might get like one of these smaller ones in there. So once we get some more wood, actually first let's drop down the jack, and then we're gonna, yeah, do that. So we got our jack back on this piece of wood here. Now we're just going to spin it up so it's taller, actually reaches, and then we're going to hopefully, because my tires aren't reaching, well, they're touching the ground, I want them to be not touching the ground, so we got these things sturdy. So let's do this again. Do not try this at home. Now we got our jack securely on stands here. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys thinking this is a dumb idea, and of course it is a dumb idea, but that's okay. It can only go down so far because these jacks are, these pieces of wood are holding everything together. Ideally, we get this frame jacked up, and then we can get this truck I can actually have some more pieces of lumber. A lot of room down here. Alright, so we had to put a new battery in the GoPro here. I'm gonna show you guys a few something I bought here. It's been a lifesaver. So this here is my GoPro battery charger. You can put 3 in there. So right now I have one fully charged, one half, or one at 3%, one, well, the one's actually in the GoPro. So I have 3 batteries I can work with. So instead of trying to have one battery and rush, make all my film work, I can do as much as I want. So as I'm actually recording this right now, my truck is charging my GoPro for me. So that's pretty cool. So ideally, we're gonna jack this up some more, and then we're gonna put some more lumber in here. And I know this is a bad idea, but it's all right. Let's get some more lumber. I got some spare lumber. I'm gonna try and level this off some more before I really get too far involved. So let's do that. Let's alleviate the pressure off the jack here, and then these tires should stay right off the ground. Oh, that's good. Okay. Again, did not try this at home, but now we have I heard a rubbing noise. I thought it was my axle was going out of me here. So that's spinning. If I could do a pin check here. That's all right. So both sides are mostly freely let loose. So we're gonna grab our, wow, that's sketchy. We're gonna grab our impact gun, take off the tires, and maybe tonight we got to take out these headlight buckets here. So I got the wrong size, well, I got the right size socket, well, almost the right size. There's one size a bit too big there. This is an inch and an eighth, something like inch maybe. Yeah, I have to be really careful when I take these off because these Dayton rims are, well, very dangerous because there's just a lot of tension on these things. So use extreme caution, which of course I am going to be. Yeah, so I'm gonna get myself a different size socket and try and get these Dayton rims off. And then ideally, like I said, we're gonna have to go back up in here and take these headlight buckets out, these panels. Once you get these tires off, you get a lot more room to be able to see behind what we're doing on there. And then I'm going to also very carefully secure everything a lot more better with more lumber and whatnot. But for right now, let's get these tires off. And I think these are, yeah, that's your tube right there. It's interesting. These are tube tires, by the way, so they have tubes inside of them, and these rims are split rims. So in the future, when I get more well, income and off the project here, ideally I want to do different front axle steers on this thing. Have an updated steer axle, have hub pilot rims, chrome and all that. But for right now, we're just trying to get this thing jacked up to get the cab off, and because it is October, and I have very little time before the winter time starts, the snow starts flying and all that. So let's get this thing tires off and hopefully don't kill ourselves. Okay, so we're gonna take these off. Loosen them all up. Don't take them off at the same time, because these are very old. I'm not sure. That one's kind of stuck on there. Let's do this. A lot of tension on these rims here, guys, so be very, very careful. You gotta wiggle them off. Okay, so we're gonna get the tension off these lugs, and then tires should just come off. Wow, these things are old. Dayton rims 101. Not too bad. I thought it was gonna be worse than that. I honestly did. Let's get these lugs and everything over here on our truck bed. Yeah. Oh boy. Hey, you guys can see that. Should be able to. Okay. This is the first time in probably 10 years plus that these rims have been off this truck. Boom, there's one. So now we can see what we're working with here. These actually do not have brakes on them. These little guys right here are your speedometer sending units. These are cables that go up to, I believe, maybe they are brakes. I don't know. I was told that these guys are actually your speedometer sending units, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, so now we got a lot more room from around the truck on this side cleaned up, accessible. These actually don't feel that bad as far as kingpins go. There's some slop in there, some play. But ideally we're gonna get these hubs. Eventually the whole front axle will be all just a new updated axle. And then these springs here are gonna be cut. I'm gonna take a lot of spring leaves out, do a lot more simpler springs on them. But I'm hoping I can do a, oh, that shock's bad. I'm hoping I can do a air ride front suspension on this thing, get a bit more, alleviate some of the roughness, because that's what it's gonna be, a pretty rough riding truck. That is your gearbox. There's no power steering, it's just all straight by arm. So it's pretty, well, 1970s. But so far the lumber's holding up, and I want to try and get the other side off here too yet. This battery box is actually going to get removed. That fuel, I'll show you guys here. This fuel filter here will be moved somewhere, I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to do something a bit more creative for my locking jack for my cab. I don't know how I'm gonna do that one yet, but I have to get creative. And potentially I want to move my batteries to inside my battery box, my frame here. Put my batteries in here with a deck plate on it. And again, this would be stretched, not crazy, but some, you know. This has got to come off before I move it. Yeah, we'll just keep on gutting down the whole inside here. That's actually really nice because I can get behind my light panel here now and see what exactly I'm working with. These things are so old. There's a bracket right here. I gotta take that bracket off. This is your whole braking. This is your brake pedal air system here. So this is all air lines that go to your compressor and your tanks. And right now the tanks are off. This is your bottom of your clutch set up here. So as it comes down, it moves the whole linkage there, and that does your clutch. But that it gets very cold in the wintertime because that seal is just not there. Ideally, we're gonna have this thing recoated, like I'm gonna like blast it down and then put more insulation in there. But for right now, I'm just trying to get my frame cleared so I actually can see what I'm doing with my with my cab removal. So let's go take that side off. I think I'll just keep you guys in the headset on the headpiece here. Not a whole lot to see from me. I just want to film what I'm doing. And yeah, this actually looks really nice because now I actually can see what I'm doing here. Motor is gonna have to get, I hate to say it, but I might have to take the motor out of the truck itself and repaint everything and get the framework down when I get the frame repainted. And a lot of extra parts off this thing I have to just take off and strip down to just a bare metal and repaint it and get this thing back to where it should be. But for right now, let's keep on taking off that tire, and yeah, hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. So again, guys, use really extreme caution. Making sure these things do not come flying off and smack you. I probably should have got some lube on these things first. That's gonna be, I'm gonna tap it with the hand. So maybe just kick it. There you go. Now it's free. Again, guys, use really extreme caution when taking these guys off. These things come off, they'll nail you in the head or your body somewhere. A lot of tension on these old guys. There's a reason why they don't make these anymore, or put these in anymore. I'm gonna show you guys, we're gonna lift the cab up. Draw my lines are cleared. We're gonna lift the cab up some. All right, that's the cab. Okay, so here's what we're working with here. We might just have to grind these out, these bolts, because yeah, that's just very far gone. We're gonna take out these light buckets here. They're called a bucket because obviously your lights look like a bucket going down there. So we're gonna take, that's your arrow lines there. Interesting. We're gonna take your buckets out on both sides, and honestly just start from there, trying to get those pins out. Again, not a professional here, but do not try this at home because this is stupid. But yeah, so basically this whole cab hinges on these pins right here in this housing. So we gotta take these brackets out. Hydraulics have to come off. Pretty much everything's attached to the cab has to come off, which would be a lot of extra work. But I really want to get this cab off the truck itself to do airlines, to do the cab, to have interior work done on it, and hopefully just get this thing work and get to the motor, and get the motor, either get the motor pulled out and redo all this in here, or leave the motor as is. I don't really know the history of the motor. I know it runs good, but it just needs to have everything. It's just a bird's nest of wires and airlines and fuel lines, and once I get the cab off, I can really get a better idea of what I want to do with this truck, because I have to do insulation in there. I gotta do pretty much complete restoration, cab off restoration, and I want to get this motor plastic for the winter time, so it's not getting snow or getting salt in there. This is parked outside, so ideally I like to get this thing inside somewhere. I just don't have the room for it right now, but the cab will. I do have room for the cab there, so you're going to get the cab in the garage. I can do more videos on it too, but for right now, yeah, let's get these headlight buckets off. We're kind of losing some sunlight there, and man, where to begin? Big project. But thank you guys for joining me. I mean, this is pretty awesome. We're halfway there to being monetized. That's awesome. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, follow the channel, because there's a lot more videos to come, and I'm really excited to see you guys join us on the journey. I mean, we have a lot of fun. I might do some more trucking videos. I don't know yet. But yeah, let's try and get those headlight buckets off. Yep, let's do that. Let's take this guy, put the blade on here, and we're gonna put some eyewear protection on, because it's just smart to do that. And somewhere over here is my safety glasses. Okay. All right, we're losing some daylight now, so if we don't get these off tonight, that's fine. We'll just get in as close as we can. And let's get in here. Maybe see if we can't unplug that. That's not unpluggable. That is your headlight. I'm gonna put the camera somewhere else. That way I'm not gonna mess up my lens again. But ideally to get all these bolts cut out, and this pan should just drop down. And those just the joys of an old truck. Okay. Well, that might have to be it for now, guys. I am losing daylight here, so I get myself cleaned up and gotta get a shower. Yeah, that's gonna have to be it for today, I think, because these bolts are pretty well buried in there and they're so rusted shut. I don't think I can get these out with a cutting tool tonight. So, yeah, that's about it.